Welcome to Hammerhead Hobbies. In this episode, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this F3H Demon by Emhar. Alright, welcome back. What I have here is a F3H Demon by Emhar. It is in 1:72 scale. The model number is EM3001. And this particular model was made in 1991. Alright, I'm going to begin up with the instructions. And what we have here is just a small piece of paper with the instructions. So starting off at number 1. So you can see there's simple instructions in here. There's arrows pointing in the general direction, but not really precise. And it doesn't really give you the end result of what the part being attached looks like. So you really got to be careful. What I'm also noticing is there's not enough color detail on what colors to make specific things. Like up here on the dash it says dark gray and black. Just says dark gray there. I mean, very basic colors. Really no specific colors down here. So you just gotta do some research. And I'm sure there's not very many colors, but do some research and figure that part out. We have our paint and decal guide. So right here we have two different versions. This one's from 1960 and this one's from 1958. Okay, and that's all the instructions are. Moving over to the decals. Decals are in very good shape. They have great color. They give you some nice big decals like on the vertical stabilizer over here and here. Okay, they give you good big rondelles. There aren't many detailed decals, but they do give you the major ones. Moving over to the sprue pieces here. What I'd like to do is start off with the fuselage. And you can see how there's just some beautiful panel lines here. Now, this is a 1991 model, and these are recessed panel lines, so that's pretty good for this model kit here, to have recessed panel lines at this age. So very few models of this time period had recessed panel lines. Okay, so just great detail on that. Beautiful, nice, deep panel lines. Very nice. Okay, so this sprue also has, I think these are the elevators or horizontal stabilizers, and they're perfectly smooth. Moving over to the armament support, there's nothing on there. Again, they're smooth. They've got a good shape, but smooth. Moving over to the pilot seat over here, you can see it's very, very basic. There is no detail on it whatsoever. This is not a very good pilot seat. Moving over to, looks like some drop tanks here, fuel tanks. Again, perfectly smooth. Moving over to the rockets, again, perfectly smooth. There's no detail on them. The fins are a little thick for my liking. I'd like to see them a little thinner than that. Flipping the model over, we have the cockpit area here. It's got a good shape to it, but there is no detail, especially on the side panels. You can see there's nothing. They're perfectly smooth, and there is no instrument panel decals for that. They do give you this piece here that's kind of got like a lot of holes in it over here, so that's nice to see, because it is, it's not just dimpled. They actually, put the holes right through, so that's good to see there. Okay, and that's it for this piece. All right, moving on to this sprue piece with the wings. So again, beautiful lines on the wings, and again, they are recessed, so that's amazing. So we come across to the other wing on the bottom side, same thing, beautiful panel lines and recessed. Go over to the wheel struts. They're kind of smooth. There's no really, and there's a bit of flash on them. There's good shape to them, but I mean, they're just straight. The front one has a little better, it's a little thinner, nicer detail on that. Okay, flipping this over. Now you'll see here, this is the wheel cutout, and this matches up with the wing here, and there's nothing inside to give it, no wires or anything, so they didn't do any detail for that. The wheels are pretty basic, just a basic hub design. Moving over to, this looks like the front wheel well, so they do give you some good depth to that, but again, there's just plain inside. Same with the exhaust nozzle. They just put some lines on it. The back end's a little thick and there's no detail inside. And that's basically it. Got a few loose pieces in here. This looks like the nose, front nose, like part of the front thing where the cockpit is. And again, it's got some nice panel lines in there. I always like to check the fit. Now these are loose, so I can check the fit on these. Okay, and wow, it's pretty good. There is very little raised edge. There is no hole whatsoever. Just a light sanding would really clean that up nicely. Okay, so very nice fit on those. Lastly, moving on to the canopy. Now the canopy looks very clear. It's got a few scratches on top just from being in the box loose, but the canopy is clear. It looks like it has a little bit of waviness to it, but I'm not sure. I pick up the decal sheet here. You can run that across, and wow, you can see how clear that is. That is just very clear, very little waviness to it. But what I would do, again, there's some light scratches on here. What I would do is I would get some polishing compound and polish that up. I do have a video up that shows you how to restore a canopy. If you want to watch that, it's a little more detailed on heavier scratches or heavier scuffed up canopy, but it gives you the basics. You can skip a few steps if you like. But this one here is so light, I would probably start with the coarse polishing compound and then go from there. Alright, so that is the Emhar F3H Demon in 1:72 scale. Now if you stick around, I'll give you a pros and cons list and a quick summary about what I think of this model. Welcome to Pros and Cons. Pros. The kit includes good decals. There's great exterior detail. The panel lines are recessed. And the canopy is clear. Cons. The instructions are not very clear on placement or color selection. The interior has very little detail. And the kit lacks detail in some other small areas. Overall, it is a good model for beginners. And this could be a challenging build to make this kit look great. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope you enjoy your builds.